when somebody's trying to grab power, when somebody's trying to destroy democracy, they benefit from people who are static, who refuse to be nimble. I mean, every Democrat could just continue to run in the same direction they've been running for the last 10 years, or you could realize that this moment is different, that this threat is unique. And to me, we don't have another year to fight this attempt to destroy democracy. Our democracy might be gone in 6 months.
That was Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut. We are back with our panel, Eddie Glaude, Molly Jong-Fast, and Denver Riggleman. Denver, Chris Murphy is not necessarily known as a Democratic activist, if you will. Very much so known for his bipartisan work in the United States Senate. But I think the fact that he is speaking about not having a democracy in 6 months is something to take to heart. One of the things that this administration is doing, they have this doublespeak, right? They say they're not going to touch Medicaid and Social Security. The president says that, and then literally they put forward legislation that cuts Medicaid and Social Security. And he had all these lies in the speech about all these people over the age of 100 getting checks. And I just kept thinking, why is he saying this? This has been debunked. Is he saying this as a pretext to be able to cut Social Security, make severe cuts? You've got people warning about, like Governor O'Malley, warning that next month people could potentially not get their checks. This is life or death for many Americans out there, is it not?
It is. And, I think lying is a feature, not a bug in this administration. And by the way, we talk about debunking things. Who's hearing the debunking? We're sitting here with Molly and Eddie, right? We're paying attention. We're watching everything. We're trying to see exactly what's going on. But people that are going to work 9 to 5, people that have 2 jobs, they're not paying attention to the lies that are coming out of the administration. They're just hoping for help based on whatever they need. And I think that's what I'm with Eddie, right? The passion is there. I'm almost to the point, when you're looking at Chris and what Eddie said earlier, we're to a point of almost beyond compassionate confrontation. We need people to stand up. We need people to say that these are lies, right? And when you look at DOJ, what Congress is doing right now is a dereliction of duty. It's almost like they're happy that somebody, in an authoritarian type of way is doing these type of cuts, but really it's just a social club right now. That's what Congress is, right? It's a social club that's not really doing anything. And that's really, not surprising to me since I was in Congress, and I know how that goes a little bit. But lastly, when you're talking about Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, my district is incredibly rural. So many people rely on it. It's amazing. We're 65% rural. We had the most federally funded federal health centers, and we have people voting against what's best for them. And it's incredible to me. And I think that's what we have to get out there is to tell the truth. We almost need anti-town halls in these districts, where you go in there. And I think Democrats need to go in there and say, we're going to tell you the truth about what they're doing to you, right, in rural and urban areas. This isn't like Medicaid just isn't something for the poor. That's for somebody who's been in awful circumstances. I had my kid on Medicaid when I was in college. So, those are the things. Sorry about that. I just got off on a rant there. But what Eddie said got me going a little bit. I'm sorry, Eddie.
No, it's very real.
It's real,
It's very real.
So that's where I'm at. And
right. But Denver makes an important point. This point about that, did people hear the debunking? Right. I think about, I was watching the Sanctuary Cities hearing today, and there was a moment where Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts tried to enter something into the record and read these headlines, and James Comer shut her down. Right. Didn't even want the headlines being read. Let's take a listen to that very quick.
Yeah. I have several articles. I need to enter them. Let me just go ahead with what the articles are. What they speak to.
What's the next article?
Let me proceed. Data from Texas shows that U.S.-born Americans commit more rape and is my procedural right as a member of this committee
you can go with Mr. Frost and Mr. Green.
Reclaiming my time.
That's what you want. No. Ms. Presley, I have been very accommodating.
The Congresswoman couldn't even enter the headline into the record, the headline that had some facts to it.
Look, so this is the thing, right? We've heard for years about this Steve Bannonism flooding the zone with, excrement. The idea here is Democrats need to flood the zone with facts, right? They just have to be out there. And there's so much concern about exactly the right message. It doesn't matter. What matters is the truth. And the truth, at least today, it still matters. So it needs to be like, they're cutting NIH funding, right? Some of this NIH funding that was ordered to be back on is frozen and unfrozen. Now it's still frozen. You know, that kind of stuff needs to be the fact check. They just need to be talking all the time. And the reason we're seeing Chris Murphy out here is because he's talking all the time. He's doing videos. He's doing social media. He's doing mainstream media. He's doing interviews. He's doing tweets. I mean, he's just out there 24/7 messaging. And that's what Democrats have to do because, look, they ran on this idea that democracy was on the ballot. That is more true than it's ever been. So the question is, are they going to behave like it is the emergency it is?